Hey, welcome to another episode of Busboy Millionaire. It's Sunday afternoon, and this is going to be a master class in real estate roadblocks. Yeah, I don't know if it's a master class, but it's going to be close. Okay, so here's the whole thing about any investment thing, but real estate in particular. You can get into a lot of roadblocks that are going to come into your way. It's either financing, tenant issues, renovations. There's a ton of stuff that's going to get in your way, but you have to be able to get past it. And once you get past it, it's going to be fine. Don't get freaked out about it. It happens to everybody. Nobody gets into real estate and says, oh, it's clear sailing. If that happens with anybody, they're lying to you. It doesn't work that way. So, let me give you the most recent example for us and how this roadblock became an avenue, or sorry, an inspiration to do more. I'm actually glad it happened, because if it hadn't happened, I wouldn't be thinking about this new way to invest in real estate. So the topic's all about real estate roadblocks and how those roadblocks can actually open you up to new avenues of what you can do or should do. So don't look at them as roadblocks. Look at them as opportunities. Okay, so 98 bought the first house. 2002, 2003 we bought the second house. Kept buying stuff, and then 2011 we by accident completely got into the whole short-term rental business. I have no idea that was even a business. This was before Airbnb was even in Canada. It had started off in the US around 2012, I'm not exactly sure. But then it became more prevalent in Canada in 2014, and that's when we signed up. But we were, with our rental places in 2011, we were on HomeAway and VRBO. So we started the short-term rental business then. And short-term being what you know Airbnb is today. At that time, there was only HomeAway and VRBO that you could list on. And in Toronto, there was 400 listings, I want to say, or 250, and then it went to 400. Something like that, but it was tiny. And we could not keep up with demand, which spurred us on to convert our long-term listings to short-term. Now, I know there's a lot of controversy out there about, oh, landlords kicking tenants out to do short-term. I did none of that. As my tenants left, I converted my places. I didn't ask them to leave. I didn't force them out. They moved on their own accord, and I converted our places to short term. So fast forward to today, 2020, it's February. Bylaws have been put in place. It's taken them a couple years to figure it out. But now my properties are not going to qualify for the new bylaws, so I won't be able to go short term after the summer, I think, by the time they get everything sorted out. Which, call it what you want. You could have your point of view on it. My point of view is the city is saying that we, landlords like us that are doing short term, are what's causing the crunch in affordable housing. Yeah, that's bullshit. When I was a regular landlord, before I was doing short term, there was still lineups. And there was a problem with affordable housing back then. And there's still going to be a problem with affordable housing now, even after all of our units go back online as long term. That being said, you can agree or disagree. Shoot me a comment, but I will adamantly defend my choice as a landlord to do whatever I want with my property. The problem with affordable housing isn't, I haven't caused it. The city's caused it. Look at all the condos that are going up. Why are they not putting up more incentive for people to build apartment buildings for affordable housing? So that's a different rant. Fine, leave your comment. I'll deal with it. So, but that's the challenge. So now I have a challenge where the roadblock is my short-term rentals are now going to be taken off the market, which I'm fine. I'll do it. And then when you're faced with a challenge about how you're going to deal with your rental property, what do? You throw your hands up and go, oh, okay, I'm just going to go long term. Yeah, you can do long term, but what it did was it forced me to look at other ways to invest. So it was a huge eye opener and made me rethink the way that we did things. And I start to think about, we have all this experience, all the success with the short-term rental. Why am I keeping my experience and what we've done here in success in Toronto? I could do the same thing anywhere else. So this challenge, this roadblock, has led us to investigate other things. And I'm so glad it happened, because now it's opened my mind and eyes to this whole other world of what's called rental arbitrage. So now in the last couple of weeks, we've been investigating other things, other countries. And now I've spent the last 2 weeks, I'm on the phone, I'm talking to people, I'm making deals in Costa Rica, Honduras, maybe Panama, even down in South Florida. And people are responding. They're responding. And I'm talking to my friends about doing this sort of thing, and they're responding too. They're going, hey, I want to get in on this, and let's go find some investments down south where we're not going to be dictated by government that is forcing us to do something because they are blaming us for a problem. It's not, I'm not the problem. You have to fix what you're doing. So look at real estate challenges, whatever roadblocks come up, as opportunities. You're going to get mad at first. Yeah, get mad. But then you go, okay, how do I work around this? And that could lead to other opportunities. And that's what it's done for us. And I'm so glad it did, because it actually, also the price of real estate in Toronto was so prohibitive now that even if this wasn't a problem, I theoretically would be hard for me to go and buy more stuff here. And to expand our portfolio in Toronto. I could go outside of Toronto, but still the returns not as high. But the returns down south, where I'm repeating the formula that I have here, is probably a better return on investment. This whole idea of rental arbitrage, is so transferable. There are guys that have made millions on this, and you're just doing the same thing. It's not that hard. It's just you're taking a formula, you're going to a different city, and you're repeating it. You get your people on the ground, you do the same thing over and over again, and it's scalable. So don't let challenges get in your way of what you think you can do. They're always opportunities. Look at them as opportunities to learn something. I would never have learned this whole arbitrage thing. I would never have investigated it. I might have, when I say never, I might have, later on, but I was never so motivated. I was so motivated because I had to figure out a way to get around this obstacle. And that's how you have to think about obstacles. It's like, get mad, like I said, but then figure out a way of getting around it and looking at different ways. And I'm so glad it happened. I wouldn't trade this experience for anything, because it taught me so much. And I think a lot of people can learn from the challenges that are put in front of them, and you're going to get lots of them. If this isn't the first one, I'm sure when I get down to Honduras or Costa Rica, wherever else, there's going to be some more challenges, but it's made me think harder about how I look at these challenges and look at them as opportunities. Okay? Good. Busboy out. Oh, it's Busboy Millionaire. Sorry. Bye.